Welcome back. We're here live at the Kilncast at the University of Montevallo, where they're now preparing as we speak to load the Anagama kiln.
And we want to remind you that at any time during the webcast, you can email us any questions or comments that you have about what they're doing here at kilncast@montevallo.edu. Now we want to show you a quick look on the inside of the kiln.
I can't get enough of them, I'm telling you. Good guys.
I think Tom Hanks has a certain
Brilliant.
Tom
started
Hanks.
out as just a pretty famous video.
Oh, he's a good actor. I mean, he's not hunky, but he's a good actor.
So I need some more stuff. Right here, behind you.
What?
Way!
Hi, Mom.
We're getting together now. It's Scott.
What's going on in here?
Yeah.
Someone should tell them all the people are going to be removed before we light the fire.
And
Except for
see
some
what
people.
Lynette did.
Except for you.
Except for who?
Which
No one.
concern.
Firing all your
You
missiles.
look at you
Oh,
Oh,
What? I didn't say anything about you. I just said a true statement. I said a true statement. We're firing all of your drugs.
Hopefully the mic is off now.
Those two sentences were not related.
And some kids in Virginia are going,
What I want to do
It's Sunday. It's Sunday. They're not there.
So what we're going to do this time is
I don't know what to expect from the ceramics kids.
No, are they filming now? Or what are they doing?
oh, Alex, edit that out. Oh, wait, they are filming now.
Awesome.
It's going to be
They're
huge.
probably going to edit that out.
Just add some Japanese music to that.
No, I think that they're just.
Or they'll dub it, and you'll hear a guy's voice, and you're just like, oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna fire all your.
What do you say? Beep, 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 beep.
Babies grow up to be potters.
Flat.
Now that you've seen a look at the inside of the kiln, we want to give you a look at some of the pieces of pottery that, as we speak, are being loaded into the kiln. We paid a visit to several of the artist studios around the state, and now we want to show you a look at what they've done to prepare for this week's events.
What I'm doing right now is packing a mold that I made. This is a plaster mold, and it's of an imagined huge pour spout for an even huger crucible. And this is all clay that I'm using is very important to the aesthetic of the wood fire. So I'm using a formula that's likely to produce an effect that I want, that I'm after for the kiln. And now, getting to know this process is getting to know where things are likely to do well, depending on the aesthetic. And one of the challenging things for me is that we've invited so many artists here that will be with us for the firing. I'm real aware of joining a tradition that's enormous and varied culturally, aesthetically, etc. And so it's just me getting up to speed with what this tool will do. There are different philosophies about temperature range. I mean, it is a high fire range. So, you know, if you're a ceramic artist and the word cone means something to you, it's, you know, cone 9, 10, sometimes 11, which is about in between 23 and 2400 degrees Fahrenheit, considered high fire. The particles in the clay vitrify at that point. You're literally making igneous rock. You're making the little particles fuse and melt together. But the fuel that's introduced to get it that hot also has an aesthetic quality. It materializes on the surface of the pots as mineral deposits, which at that temperature fuse together, sometimes melt down the sides. The flames register on this clay over the course of 100 straight hours. And so the path of the flame becomes important, oftentimes marking the surfaces specifically. That's why when we load, we're making determinations about where pieces are relative to each other. You know, it's a very, another reason why I like it so much is it extends the creative decision making up through loading and actually firing the kiln. And one of the things I like about this firing option is that it's always honest. It can't be dishonest, can't be contrived, you know, because your form is there and it's in the way of the path of the flame. So inevitably, as the flame goes across it, it's going to leave an honest record of where it was and what it encountered. And so all of that I realize as I make this piece.
Last week. So hopefully they'll start the interior real soon. Yeah, I got the beta.
Highlander, you can only do one.
Pretty nice considering what we've had in the past.
And one in behind.
And hiding freaking hell.
I think the interior is 24
That's solid. It's not going to roll off.
18. The thing is, you have whatever. That's what I'm putting them in all in at the end. And we do a lot of local fires. That's how we do it.
The whole fire's by himself.
You know, it looks like on those 1950s shows when somebody's at the door and they look surprised. Oh, hi!
Where's your cardigan?
Come
You
on
Mr.
in.
Rogers. And take off your shoes and be like, would you like to be my neighbor?
Yeah. That's where I saw that. It was Mr. Rogers.
It bothered me that he never put his
see
shoes
that
back
mug.
on when he left. He always walked out.
We'll be right back here live at the Anagama Kiln.